One of the most common things I hear from horse owners is, Rachel, my hay changes too often, or I already test my hay every year. And honestly, those statements are usually true. Hay changes, right? New loads come in, suppliers change, fields change, cuttings change, species change, and overall hay quality just changes from time to time. And a lot of horse owners are already investing in hay testing. And maybe you've already pulled samples with one of these right here. Maybe you've been sending hay to the lab for years, and that's great, but that's usually where most people stop. Is they get the report back, they look at carbohydrates, maybe glance at protein, and then they file the report away. The hay test itself isn't actually the goal. The hay test is just information. So let's think about it this way. When your veterinarian runs blood work, the blood work itself doesn't diagnose, treat, or manage the horse. It's just a tool. And your veterinarian takes that information, combines it with the horse standing in front of them, makes a diagnosis, and creates a treatment plan. A hay analysis really works the same way. The value comes from knowing what to do with that information. People often think that I sell hay testing. I don't. I sell what happens after the hay test. The hay test is simply how we stop guessing. Because when I get a hay analysis back, I'm looking at lots of different numbers. I'm looking at energy, protein, minerals, potential deficiencies, potential excesses, and how forage just fits completely into the diet the horse is eating every single day. Because the hay right here is the foundation of most horses' diets. They're eating pounds and pounds of forage every single day. So if we're going to make nutrition decisions, this is where I want to start. Then I look at the horse, of course, their body condition, their top line, their workload, their health history. There's lots of different things, for example, their blood work, if we have it, their current feeds and supplements, of course. And then if we need to build that feeding program around both the horse and the forage, we have that data that we need through hay testing. So what about when the hay changes all the time? We adjust. That's where a lot of horse owners get stuck. They think if the hay changes in a few months, then the original hay test was wasted. But I would argue that a horse whose diet is balanced, monitored, and adjusted throughout the year is almost always better off than a horse whose diet is never balanced at all, because the hay just might eventually change. The goal isn't about perfection, you guys, right? The goal is making the best nutritional decisions as possible with the information we have today. So nutrition is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. Your horse is constantly giving us feedback through lots of different things and through lots of different ways. Body condition, top line, their coat, their hooves, energy levels, how are those doing? Their overall metabolic health. And those are all clues that just help us determine whether adjustments need to be made or not. A hay test isn't about creating the perfect diet forever. It's about creating the best possible starting point to build a feeding program that maintains flexible and is flexible as the circumstances change. Because even if your hay changes 3 months from now, or even weeks from now, your horse still benefits from that balanced diet that you create today. And if those changes occur, you don't have to figure out, those things alone. That's really where I can come in and help you manage it through hay testing or not.